Hello there, ladies and gentlemen.
We are live. Hello, hello. Welcome back to another Tuesday drawing stream. I'm back in the wheel seat this week
Yeah.
after a much of a needed break. Thank you for covering last week's storm.
Why, yes.
So today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit, I think, special. I'm going to be working on a character sheet for a ship of mine that I have in my setting that I'm working on. I've done sketches of it before on here. It's called the Rosemary. It's basically like the hero ship of the setting, but I've kind of updated it recently. I figured I might as well make a new character sheet for it because it's kind of I've changed a bunch about it. Which
Also, Andy, can you say something real quick?
Something real quick.
something in the way.
Okay, good. You
It's
are.
been a long time getting from there to here.
Oh my God! Are you telling me
My
that you
God.
have faith of the heart?
No, but I do have hot singles in my area.
Oh my God!
Whew. So the big thing about this ship is that it's part of the reason I designed it this way is because I really wanted to make something sleek. Because a lot of hero ships, I think, kind of because of Star Wars, they tend to be a bit more ragged looking or rough looking, which is fine. I have nothing against that, but
It just means it's a overly common thing.
yeah, I wanted to do something a little bit different. It actually ended up coming out as this sort of retro design, so
Now, are you
That.
streaming on Discord yet?
oh, I'm
I mean,
sorry.
Twitch-
Yeah, sorry. Let me turn that. Nope, not turn on camera. Turn my screen. All right. Sorry about that. I knew
I
I was
don't-
forgetting something.
I don't see you on Twitch quite yet. That could be my end.
Just refresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want
I
to
mean,
look at craft singles. Also,
Craft singles in your area, Andy.
that shape is very suspicious, Crispy.
What?
I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let the people.
Oh, get your head out of the gutter. I'm not going that direction with you. You'll see
But
where
that's
it's
where
going in
all-
a second.
That's where all the quarters and nickels and dimes are.
Oh, God.
My grandfather once pulled for exercise, he'd go down to the local Kmart and walk around the parking lot and pick up coins and quarters. And one day I brought home $20 worth of coins.
Honestly, I'll bet you if you maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's not so as much nowadays, just because everyone tends to carry cards and stuff. But if you went to a parking lot, I'll bet you could find a fair amount of change.
You
Depending on
can.
the
He
parking
did
lot.
it regularly, but the $20 was like a stupid amount.
Yeah, that's like a hell of a day there.
Sometimes I wish I had one of those super powerful magnets and I just go along the beach.
That would be pretty fun. Yeah, just
I'd
like
I'd
one of
also
those
love to go
scrappy
magnet
art.
fishing.
Yeah, magnet
But-
fishing?
You never heard of magnet fishing?
No, I have not.
You get a giant, or you get one of these 10 or 20 pound earth magnets, really powerful. You tie it to a rope and you throw it over a bridge or into a body of water, and you pull out metal stuff, and you'll pull out bunk. The thing is all the videos I see, they pull out car doors, they pull out bikes, they pull out guns, unused explosives.
That
The
seems
police
a bit.
have to show up a lot.
Wow.
Ninja Man?
Hi, Digit.
I did it.
See, when you said
Chris-
magnet fishing, I assumed something entirely different. Go ahead, Storm. Sorry.
I was gonna say, Crispy is currently drawing a ship, and
Yes.
I am currently drawing Mario character versions of our various Legionnaires.
Oh, Mamma Mia.
And I'm not drawing anything because I'm a slouch.
Draw something. I demand
Draw
it.
something, damn you.
All right.
Doodle.
See, easy enough.
Honestly, I've just mostly been doing that this week, is just doodling. Kind of doing that in writing, so.
Yep. Oh my god, I've been outlining this musical and I'm almost done. Like, I got the initial outline done, but then it was like, now this is the part where I go through and make sure I've accounted for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And a big part of that is you're making sure that the story is consistent, but you're also making sure that you've planned out, like, oh, this song is going to get referenced again here in this song in order to reinforce this theme and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you can actually kind of find that even in movies that you wouldn't call musicals, but, like, I'll just go to a common ground of ours, the Star Wars movies. How often is the acting or the scene carried just by a character's theme?
That is a very good point, yeah.
So then, like, when you start getting hints throughout the prequel trilogy of, like, sometimes Anakin does some... Like, okay, there's a scene in Clone Wars that's really good where, Obi-Wan's promised the Queen of Mandalore or the Duchess of Mandalore that he's not going to kill anyone while protecting her. And while he disagrees with that, he is trying to honor her wishes as, the person he is guarding. And Anakin then just comes in and kills a guy because he doesn't know about that arrangement. And it comes, like, way too easily. And Obi-Wan looks at him, and Anakin's just smiling, but then you hear a... Dun, dun, dun,
Well, you missed the part about he killed the guy because he had a detonator that was going to blow up the ship they were on. That's kind of the big reason why he did it. But yeah, they do play that theme, and then there's other scenes where you see the bit of the dark side come out, and that theme definitely plays a part in it.
Guy on Broadway says, ahem, Sacha Baron Harkonnen.
Oh, God. I could definitely see Baron Harkonnen wearing the Speedo. Nobody wants that.
Nobody.
Except one guy. There's always one. See, the whole thing about this is I want to get this swoop to look just right, It's like the Nike swoosh.
This is a good opportunity for me to do something if you're willing to participate real quick, Crispy.
Sure, what'd you have in mind?
If you could open up another image real quick. I'm looking for my damn mouse. Open up a new image real quick and just make a squiggle or a shape or just something weird. Like a quick, like, like a...
Okay.
Just, like a chaotic shape with your pencil, Yeah. And send it to me. And I'll try to make something out of it.
Alright.
Yes, consulting chaos. This is a good practice. Trying to
I'm actually
make
interested to see what you do with that.
Trying to make clean lines really makes me appreciate what you and Juice do.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what, man. It's not easy.
Yeah. For the audience, Agent Juice is a friend of ours from outside the Legion who is a cartoonist slash illustrator.
Yeah. I can tell you, it's taken me a very long time to get to this point, and honestly, I think part of the reason I am good at it, to some degree, is because I use a tablet, which certainly helps keep things clean, but...
Layering helps.
Yeah, layering definitely helps.
Yeah, because I'm having to do layering to get things on the mark.
Yeah, but you mean you think you look at a cartoon and you think, oh, anybody can draw that, but it's like a lot of that stuff is deceptively simple. It's easy to learn how to draw it, but it's difficult to master, I guess is a good way to put it. And I'm not saying I'm a master. I've just gotten pretty decent at doing it, so...
Well, there's also something to be said for, like, if you're going with a simpler design, then you've made it easier for yourself, but you've also lowered the tolerance for mistakes.
That's the big part that people don't necessarily realize. I mean, I didn't necessarily realize it going in. I mean, once you start looking at stuff and you're like, you can definitely see it's not good, but it takes a bit to kind of understand, like, why that's the case. And I will say, I do think, having studied a bit of, like, graphic design in terms of when I was in school for it, it was very much a style of, like, more minimalist design and things, because it was, like, the 2010s, and that was kind of the big thing in design with a lot of that stuff. But, I think kind of learning in that more minimalist way helped me a lot to kind of wrap my brain around a lot of this stuff. And just love to more appreciate it.
Yep. Digiman maintains that the divergence point where the Star Wars universe could have been saved is when Qui-Gon died instead of Obi-Wan.
So you're saying if we go back in time and kill Obi-Wan, we'd save the series? We go back in time and... never mind.
I always thought bringing balance to the Force was like the light side had been too powerful too long, so the dark side had to be given a bit of a push. And then the opposite, like it was a constant seesaw effect. That's what I took of it. But then I heard from George Lucas himself say, like, no, the dark side had to be, balance means the dark side has to be destroyed.
I think that's bullshit.
I think it's okay. Like a reasonable interpretation is that the Jedi were actually very weak at the moment. They wanted enough. They were weak enough that a single Sith Lord was blinding them, and so you could say that the balance did have to tip back towards the light side, or you could reverse that and say that because the Jedi outnumbered the Sith, etc. My interpretation is that that prophecy was misunderstood, and that there was never actually a matter of balance. Because the Sith had that whole thing about their Messiah figure. I'm trying to remember what he's called.
See, my whole thought with the Jedi balance thing... One second.
The Ari, the Sith Ari. Hey, TK.
And part of this is because I like the idea of the whole Grey Jedi thing, which they don't really acknowledge in canon, which I think is kind of bullshit, because Grey Jedi is a really cool idea. Where it's people that aren't necessarily using the entirety of the light side or the dark side. They're in the middle. Because, and I love this quote too, in Jedi Academy, the one Star Wars game where Kyle Katarn tells you, it's like, it's not a matter of the Force powers you use, it's how you use them that makes you, a light or dark side person.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's something to that where it's like, the idea of bringing a sort of balance to the Force and sort of... Because the Jedi definitely got to a point where they were not, true to who they were. And then the Sith got to the point where they were controlling the galaxy and causing suffering for everyone. And I do think there's something to the whole balance thing. But... Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I was just going to say, I think... I don't want to necessarily put it all on George, because I'm sure that other people kind of helped with it too, but it's... I think the problem with a lot of the Star Wars stuff is, at least in terms of the mainstream media stuff, it very much comes off as a black and white thing for it, which is pretty uninteresting. I think it's much more interesting when it's in, like, a gray area, especially when it comes to, like, the Force and stuff, but...
I think the black and white works best when you're not doing an expanded universe. So, like, if you were just doing the original movies, like the original 3,
yeah,
then I would say that the light side, dark side thing, because balance is also not brought into it at that point. And the light side is just a matter of discipline. Whereas then, once you have the expanded universe, it's like, okay, that actually is kind of not conducive for an expanded universe.
Okay. In that way, I can understand,
Because now you have to
for something like the original trilogy, it makes sense, because, you have the Empire and you have the Republic, or the Rebels.
Yeah. Yeah, versus, say, then you have, like, any level of complexity beyond that, and suddenly it's like, well, can you really say that?
It's hard to be, get into the nuances in a 2-hour film.
Yeah.
You know, so I definitely see what you're saying there.
Yeah.
All right, this is starting to look real nice. You know what the nice thing about this design is? Well, I am probably going to do a rough over, but I could probably just do the line work straight for this if I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But I figured I'd have fun with it, you know, because this is going to be more just like the, well, maybe it could be the side shot of it. Why not? I don't know. Just play around with it. See where it goes, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how I kind of came up with this, is because I liked the idea of like a big fat nosed ship like a 747. And it did look more like that. Like, honestly, I'm stretching this design out a lot more than it originally was. Largely in part to change the deck layouts a bit, because it was kind of had 4 decks, and it doesn't sound, you know, like it's a problem, but I was thinking of, like, scale and stuff in terms of how I want to do things in this setting, because, well, not to get too into the weeds, because I don't want to get off topic, but in my setting, there's 2 ways of traveling through FTL. There's jump gates, which any ship can use, and they're more safe, but they can only go from point A to point B. And then there's jump drives, which aren't as safe, but you can go wherever with them within a certain range of the drive. Though the problem is, I mean, honestly, it's, you know, much like BattleTech, it's too big. It's such a big piece of machinery. It can only be mounted on ships of a certain size. So this would not be one of those ships. And so it would have to get carried places or go through the gates.
Yeah.
But I digress. But I put so much thought into this setting. This is definitely my, for lack of a better term, my baby. In a lot of respect.
Yeah,
what's Chad up to?
Bully Snake has just arrived, saying the font
Hi,
gives
buddy.
a faint World War II bomber vibe.
You know,
the
I am
front.
kind of going in a bit of that direction. If I'm honest, you want to know one of the ships that inspired this was the Planet Express ship.
Oh, and LV11 reminds us, don't forget to wish Tex a happy birthday. He managed to steal one from Diggs with great effort.
He sure did.
Hey, Charles Darls. Gives more of a jetliner vibes in the front.
Yeah, there is a bit of that. I definitely am doing a bit of inspiration from, like, the old school, like, 747 look, you know, or, like, DC-3. Because this ship in the setting itself even is an antique that's kind of been restored and souped up. You'll notice the massive fuck-off engine in the back, and this thing can haul ass. It doesn't really have much weapons to it, but man, it can fly. Where was I? Oh yeah, but yeah, I looked a bit at that, and actually, one that I looked at that's been really helpful in kind of doing this redesign was the flying boats, particularly the Mars flying boat. I looked at a lot for this, and it's helped a lot to get this design nicer. But I'm really liking where it's going now. Just, how big do I want this engine to be? See, this is the part that I always get into trouble with, is the details part.
Yep.
What kind of pen are you using?
I mean, I'm using a tablet to draw with.
No, I
Are
mean
you
like,
talking about-
okay,
like a
what
soft
pen
pen?
are you using?
A soft. It's like an airbrush pen. Are you using Clip Studio or are you using something else?
I'm using, what was it, Kijit Kui?
That one I'm not familiar with.
Krita.
Oh, Krita. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm using more of an airbrush. Yeah, Krita, I like Krita. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great program. I love everything behind it. But in terms of like doing lines and stuff, I definitely favor Clip Studio for that. And for some reason, I have this weird issue with Krita that I can't figure out, where one of the filter settings into it, and man, this is going to be a lot of explaining to people if they've never used Krita, but like one of the filter settings in it just, it doesn't look right when I use it like it's supposed to. And I don't know why it's like that. But it's... And it's something that, like, I've seen other people's programs use it, and it's been fine, but when I use it at home, it was just, like, for whatever reason, it was just weird.
Well, one of the problems I'm having is I've been trying to make the same line, but it's like, it's very jagged. Like, it's almost... It feels like it's picking up every, like, jitter or, like... I can't make a smooth line. It's like, it's very coarse and rough.
On your end. Yeah, I'd honestly have to look at the brushes you're using. Maybe...
Well, I don't think it's the brush. I think it's like the sensitivity of the pen. Like,
well, that's what I was going to say. Can you check like the anti-aliasing on that, because that might be an issue. I know that I get jagged lines sometimes, and it's because for whatever reason it's turned down the anti-aliasing with the current brush I'm using. Yes, that's right, folks. Anti-aliasing. It's not just for games.
Why? How dare you? Must have shattered my understanding of the universe.
I'm just glad I understand something computer-related. I'm pretty much a Luddite when it comes to a lot of this shit, for better or worse. I know, it's pretty surprising the artist guy doesn't really know much about computers.
Well, as a very wise Asian once told me, you suck at connecting things.
I have some questions about that interaction, but that's probably maybe best answered off stream.
Geek Squad worker explaining to me why I blew up my own hard drive.
Oh, no. I haven't done that, but I did fry a graphics card.
I forgot why I got so upset with this. I've got a button on the side of my...
That'll do it.
And, like... It's supposed to, like, when you push it, it brings up a menu and shit on the side of your tablet for you to pick, but it's like, it's right over where my thumb rests.
Dude,
so when I press it, I have to flip it around, but somehow it naturally flips back over to it, you know?
Yeah, dude. I have the exact same problem, where
I feel like,
I have buttons on the side of my stylus as well. Except the problem with mine is that in this program at least, it's the eyedropper tool, so I'll be drawing something like mid thing, and then I'll hit it, and it's just like, oops, now I'm drawing in blue.
Dun 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 dun. Blue.
Blue, a dabba dee ba dabba die. Alright, let's see here. Oh. I'm on the wrong layer. That would help if I wasn't. You know what? I got an idea here. Vector. See, that's another thing too that helps with my line work, is I use Vector to Storm, which some may consider cheating, but you know what? When you Control-Alt-Delete the same line 5 times in a row for the umpteenth time, you kind of want something easier.
Yeah, and if they want to call it cheating, they can, go sit on the fuck.
They can write a sternly worded letter of complaint, lay on their side, roll it up, and insert it deeply into their anus.
Further than I would have gone, but acceptable.
Well, sometimes you gotta send a strong message. It's like when my mom asked if I wanted to live in Ocean City with the traffic, and I think I'd said something along the lines of, I'd rather take a belt sander to my grundle. I hate traffic so much. I'm so glad I live in a place where I don't have to deal with it often.
Remember, you too can requisition a birthday from Diggs, but it takes 365 days to be approved.
Yes. You also have to fill out a form. Yeah, there's something I love about, like, old school planes. Just got such a fun look to them. Probably why I looked at them so much for this. Love that retro sci-fi look. How's it going over there, Andy? Did you figure it out?
I'm not used to like digital sensitivity and shit. Like, I'm like, it's
Yeah.
taking me like 30 minutes to do the same one damn line, and I'm starting to give up and just be like, whatever.
I'm guessing you're using just like a regular Wacom tablet, right? Like you don't have a.
No, I'm
Cintiq
using
or anything.
I bought this tablet like in 2004, 2000. Yeah.
Oh dang, that's an old. That's
No, no, no,
that's
no,
a
no. I
fucking
didn't buy it.
Doger
Okay, no,
right
no,
there.
no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Either way, it's just like dang, yeah.
It happened right after I stopped working at Walmart, so it would have been way before I even joined the Arts. It's more than 5 years. It's a Samsung Galaxy tablet.
So it's one actually that has a screen in it, though, is what I'm asking for.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Okay. All right, I was gonna say because I could definitely understand getting frustrated. I mean even with the screen tablet, it can get frustrating drawing the same line over and over again. I don't think Krita has vector stuff. At least I'm fairly certain it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say, vector can get real complex real quick if you're doing some stuff.
I can imagine.
Yeah. There's a... oh, man. There's a project I did for... my senior year in college, for my graphic design major, we had 2 classes that semester, but one was portfolio, where we had to make our portfolio, and the other was our senior project, our capstone project. And that was a very busy semester. I was at the labs most of the day for that, but my capstone project that I did was a sort of like press kit almost from Scholastic Books promoting graphic novels in schools, and I came up with this whole theme of it of basically like these like kids reading, from graphic novels, and then they're in like a sci-fi setting. Like there was like a kid that was a knight. There was like a girl that was like a space, like in space. There was like one who was like a witch riding a broom, like all this fun stuff. And I like made different things for it. Like bookmarks and like posters and things. And I did this in like Adobe Illustrator. Fuck Adobe, by the way. But the amount of stuff I had in there in terms of layers and pieces, like when you do like something with like craft paper, you cut it or whatever, and then you just have a bunch of scrap paper. It was like that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I showed you what like file sizes could look like in my music work.
Yeah, no, it's very much a similar thing. Project creep is real. I'm trying to make it a point to kind of condense things at a certain point, because then I'm just going to get lost otherwise. I'm not always good at it, though.
The few who are.
We'll say my major is definitely one of the reasons I got better at file organization.
That is a big thing for us at the studio.
It really is. Honestly, I feel like that needs to be more of a focus in schools. Not to get like into the weeds with shit, but because I don't. Maybe it was just because computer class for us was often like goof around time after we got our assignments done, because that's where we played a lot of RuneScape and games and stuff. But I don't know if we really got like too into file organization or not when we had those classes. I think it was more just about like web stuff and like just general computer stuff, but like, I feel like that's something people need, because there's a lot of files and stuff that I did when I was younger that I don't really, I like either lost them or I can't access them anymore because they're on like something defunct or whatever. You know, like, not even just file organization, but just like making sure to be like, hey, making backups is a good thing. Make sure you have multiple backups. You know, just things like that. I feel like that needs to be kind of more of a thing. You know,
It's why even though it's not technically the purview of my classes that I teach, I still like really ram that point home with my students.
good. Yeah, I go on. You totally should. That's a big thing. That especially if you're in a creative, field, or if you're in a major like that.
Yep.
Do you guys have to use like Apple a lot?
Yes. Like, okay, in the studio we have an old Mac that we use in case we need it.
Yeah.
But, no, in the studio we barely ever touch the thing.
Yeah,
At
well,
the school, at the school, the labs are almost all Macintosh.
Yeah, that's how it is. And I'll tell you what, it was real fun dealing with that shit. Because, I did not have a Mac computer in college. I had a PC because I'm not a crazy person. And my professors were very weirded out by the fact that I had a PC at home that I would do work on. But it's like I had all the programs for it. I'm not going to get a Mac because I can't do what I want to with a Mac.
Plus, they're expensive.
Oh, that's absolutely true. But man, the thing that really pissed me off the most about that shit was how I could use my hard drive on my PC, but if I tried to put it in a Mac, it just got mad and said, nope, not going to use it. Like, I hate that they have to just make things difficult for whatever reason.
They've improved that since back then, but yeah, it's shitty.
I have many choice words to say about Apple, but I'm not going to because I'm on a stream. It's just to say I'm not a fan. But that was like...
the other thing...
Oh, go ahead.
Well, the other thing is Apple is... Like, they have really good marketing, and if what you are looking for in your product is ergonomics and ease of use, then strictly speaking, yes, Apple has a really good product. In terms of if you're actually trying to do something that requires a certain degree of, like, control bias and stuff like that, then unfortunately it's going to be kind of crippling at times.
Yeah.
And they really pushed that they were like the best one for art and so forth, and a lot of the companies that made the stuff for a lot of the art programs like bought into it at first. Some of them still do buy into it, and
Adobe.
And it just doesn't help anyone.
No, it doesn't. Man,
those companies' bottom line's the least of all.
Adobe was the standard program that we used in my major. It was considered the design standard of it, and to be fair, when I used it, it was a good program. It's just everything else involving that. And the fact that Adobe decided to revoke my serial key for it because they said, oh, it's a fraudulent copy, even though I bought it through my school. And their only compensation was just like, well, we can give you a discount at Creative Cloud. And, that's the day I decided to stop using Adobe. And I've never looked back. I recommend anyone, if you want to get into that sort of software, use Affinity. It's much cheaper. You only pay per download. And it is very much a good competitor to Adobe. It's been called Adobe killer by some people, and I definitely, if Adobe were to lose business because of it, I wouldn't be upset over that in the slightest. But
and in that same vein, if you're looking to get into video editing, DaVinci Resolve.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
It's the one that Crow's been getting us all to use. Charles says, really love when sci-fi takes inspiration from historical tech. It's the main reason the ARC 170 is my favorite Star Wars fighter.
Oh, yeah, I love that fighter. Yeah, the whole thing about this thing that I have is fun. And I'm hoping to sketch that next, but it's, first, these engine nacelles on the side, they could tilt and things. They can also flip, completely around and act as braking engines.
Yeah.
But it also has like a big cargo hold with this ramp comes down here at the front. Yeah, this is very much, this is like supposed to be like a luxury courier ship, so like a fancy freighter, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
So it's got it has like a small rack of torpedoes and like a point defense weapon, but its main attribute is speed, and it's been souped up a lot because this was restored.
Yeah.
It also has other features too, but I don't want to get into spoiler stuff. Because there's a lot to my setting that I would love to talk to people about, but it's also like, for one, it's kind of just like giving away stuff I have planned, but also it's, and this is just more maybe just me being a paranoid thing, but I don't want to necessarily share my ideas because I don't want people to just like take them.
No, it's there's actually a kind of wisdom in that.
Yeah, you know, keep your cards close to the chest, you know. Here we go. See, that's what I love about this ship. It's just like, that's pretty much, you know, what it looks like.
Yep.
And now to get on to the final area here. Well, actually, yeah. It's a little bit something yet. That's the thing too about drawing with a cartoony style that you don't necessarily consider, is that you really gotta try and find a way to represent something without getting too lost into the details. And that's a skill like I'm still very much learning. Like,
yeah,
if you look at my art from just like 2 years ago versus now of these characters, there's a big difference in how I'm styling things, because I've kind of started leaning more into like a more cartoony style with things, because it's you know, it's more visually appealing if in a simplified style, and it's, you know, it's quicker to draw.
Well, and after discussing it with you and Juice, starting to look more to, strangely enough, because it is actually fairly simplistic in a lot of ways, but Miyazaki, but also then Tartakovsky.
Yeah, I remember you saying Tartakovsky. That's a really good one to look at. For people that don't know, he did a lot of cartoons from your childhood.
Namely,
you know, Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab,
Star Wars, The Clone Wars, at least when it was more cartoon than...
Yeah, the OG one, where General Grievous was fucking terrifying, and it was great. God, that's the best version of Grievous. I can't believe George Lucas was like, no, we need to make him a evil, dastardly type villain. Like, George, he's a fucking Terminator. Did you not watch the Clone Wars? Did you not see what he did to all those Jedi? Lean in on that. Don't just make him a snidely, cowardly... Ah, God, I hate what they did to Grievous.
I'm starting to suspect, Andy, that Crispy might hate what George did to Grievous.
I have a...
What would give you that idea?
I don't know.
I have a lot of choice words about things that have been done with Star Wars, but I'm honestly just tired of complaining about things at this point.
Yes. We shall reduce the teasing now.
I'm just more just like chain smoking in the corner, like, fucking A, man.
Yep.
That's why I'm making my own fucking setting, because I'm like, screw these people. I'm just going to make something I know I'm going to enjoy.
I'm gonna make my own Star Wars with blackjack.
It's like,
and hookers.
And you know, it's like I said last night to Whacker when he was giving me shit. I'm like, you know what fuels an artist, Whacker? Spite. Spite is a massive fuel for an artist.
Spite is a big one. But no, I mean, there's a way also in which I'm going to actually give Star Wars its due on something here, which is that it does something art really should do, which is that in its dying throes, it is inspiring other things.
Yep, that's a really good point, Storm.
And so much.
Yeah.
So in a weird way, like as horrible as it is, and I actually genuinely believe what I'm about to say, so I know there are people out there who are like, oh, that's, some philosophical head in the clouds bullshit. No, I genuinely believe it when I say Disney is kind of the forest fire.
You know, I totally get what you're saying there. I absolutely do. It's that thing that is just going to inspire 1,000 other artists to be like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to settle for this. I'm tired of this shit. I'd rather see better stories, and since nobody's doing it, I'm going to make my own story.
Rooster says WW2 torpedo bomber heavy fighter in space.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Carl's love his work in reference to Tartakovsky.
Oh yeah, no, he's just fantastic work.
But yeah, no, I mean, both you and I have pretty much had the same response to the new Star Wars stuff, which is, well, I'm gonna go make my own.
Yeah.
And in my case, literally with blackjacks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the blackjack is a fun mech.
yes.
I do wish the AC2s were a bit more better, or a bit more useful in the Harebrained Schemes game,
thought
but I'd
it was a
imagine they're
rip-off
probably a lot
rifle,
better.
man. A lot of the mechs seem like they follow Pokemon logic. Like from light to heavy, it's like it just evolves slightly if you think about it.
A little bit. I can see that with some mechs, but it's like some of them don't necessarily have different analogs. Or
I
maybe
think
they do, I don't know.
if you leveled up the commander enough times and let it like the commander is like the beginner level, and the Atlas would be its like third evolution.
I'm not. I mean, honestly, it's you're just. I would not be surprised if there's Pokemech stuff. And matter of fact, I'm pretty sure there is.
Yeah, no, I actually thought the same thing, Andy, because it's, for me, it's the Commando leads into the Enforcer, into the Victor, into the Atlas, even though they're almost all made by different companies, and that's probably just a design silly.
Well, the thing that gets me though, it's like not a lot of mechs have a skull face like the Atlas does.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, I don't know if people have seen Hired Steel or not, the newest episode, but I am so happy to see an Atlas 2.
Oh yeah, I watched that, and I want to be honest. Like, I think Tex could really pull off a really good Optimus Prime, because I kept hearing his with the reverb because of
did say
talking
that
over the
the other
radio.
day, I
He sounded very much like Optimus Prime.
I could see it. I do like the idea of Optimus Prime calling someone a fuckhead and then slapping them with a belt, because I'd imagine that in
I
Tex's voice.
spilled my coffee.
Yeah, Tex would be the Michael Bay Optimus Prime. Who's just fucking murders so many things.
It's so funny how many video essays of why Michael Bay's Optimus Prime is a psychopath.
Yeah, it sticks in people's minds, and I don't blame him considering that he literally screams, "Give me your face," as he's ripping off the face of one of his enemies.
Actually,
Yep.
Michael, you feeling okay over there, buddy?
I saw a short recently where Optimus says, "You know what, Megatron? That's it. You win." And he pulls out the Matrix and he says, "Here, just take it. I look forward to seeing how well it works out for you." And he walks off. And Megatron's just sitting there like,
See, I thought you were gonna go in a different.
Shut the fuck up, Starscream.
See, I thought you were gonna go in a different direction where it turns into the ending of Wizards. It's like, you know what, Megatron?
I almost want to see like a Transformers where it's been a long time, like even on Earth, and Optimus just like says, "You know what? Fuck it, here," and he walks off, and Megatron like, "Oh, finally I won," but like he can't keep shit together because one, it's like
if I'm honest, I think that's the Skybound comic.
it's like I need to
'Cause
read that,
Optimus-
but it's like. You fucked up things all along, and you're a warrior. You're not an actual leader. Everybody follows you because you're strong, and that's it. You don't know how to build shit.
There's a comic I'd love to. I think it's called The Lost Light or something, but it's like basically like Megatron. Essentially, he realizes what he's done and how much he's just like gone against, what he originally believed in, and it becomes an Autobot. It ends up fighting against. Essentially a Decepticon fanatic that he created, Tarn. And it's such an interesting take where it's like Megatron just is like reflecting like, oh, I did a lot of bad shit. in the name of peace and freedom. Because, I mean, that's his whole thing. Which, I do like that change to Megatron, where it's like, he was essentially a freedom fighter that took shit too far. I do want to watch Transformers 1.
There is a series out there where... No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, the Transformers 1, I mean, I've basically just seen most of it on YouTube, because that's just how YouTube is these days. But it's... I really like the portrayal they have going on in there of Megatron and Optimus.
Yeah, I do kind of too, but I usually like the one where Optimus or Megatron was a gladiator and he had... Yeah. He kind of always wanted to be in charge, but then he eventually leads like the violent revolution or something like that.
Have you seen Transformers Prime?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that. Like because in G1 it was like Orion Pax looked up to Megatron because he was strong and he thought he could be a good leader, but then like Megatron just fucks her. He's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm gonna kill everybody." He's like, "What?"
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He shows up and just, like, his goons start attacking people, and then Optimus is like, don't do that, and Megatron's like, I'm gonna do that, and then Optimus gets shot, and then shenanigans, he becomes Optimus Prime.
Like, Primus decides to, like, I kind of want to learn more about the entity that is Primus. Like, usually it's like a giant transformer, like the antithesis of Unicron that becomes a planet so that the Transformers can live on.
I just had a stupid idea where it's just Optimus becoming Optimus Prime, but it's Primus's Wynona's big brown beavers playing in the background the entire time. Because ever since I started listening to more Primus, that's just all I think about when I hear the name.
And Null, in some instances, yes, he's a gladiator that, like, I think, like, he makes people think that he's fighting for freedom, but he's really just a tyrant. Like he's upset with the current order, but he wants to be in total control of it. In the original G1, it's weird. They have it where the Constructicons build Megatron to be their leader.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. They just kind of build Megatron.
Well, no, they did that like way later in the series. Like originally, Megatron had the Constructicons built as I think they were the answer to the Dinobots. But then, like in a flashback, it's like remember when Megatron was created? You gotta understand that P1 wasn't really the best source of continuity. It was originally there just to sell toys.
I was about to say it's almost like it was just there to sell toys or something.
Watch out, but yeah.
It is interesting just to, like, how those, like, a lot of those 80s cartoons were like that, where they just existed just to sell toys. But nowadays we're getting shows, like, about those characters, and it's, like, more interesting and in-depth. Like, I haven't really seen it just because I wouldn't say it's necessarily my cup of tea, but I can appreciate the stuff they did with, like, the new She-Ra show.
Mm-hmm. And, I think there's one Netflix series where it's after the Autobots left and basically left Cybertron to Megatron and the Decepticons could control, and everything is just slowly falling apart. Like, there's one scene where Megatron just has to cut off Energon supply to an entire sector because they can't handle producing enough, like, Energon. And, you hear him crying in the background as they're dying. And he's regretting it, but it's like it's the thing he has to make this decision,
Mm-hmm.
He sounds so tired. He's like, ugh. I feel like he goes after the Autobots because that's when he goes batshit crazy. He's like, no, I just want to kill them.
Probably just like blames them for all the shit, which may not necessarily be entirely wrong statement, just because not every Autobot probably was a great Autobot.
Well, he probably thinks if you guys would have stayed behind and did your job, that's what he probably
thinks. Or that
thinks.
too, yeah. It's like, why didn't you see what I was trying to do, for a planet? You guys just ruined everything. I was going to rebuild Cybertron. At least that's
G1 though. In G1 though, Energon is just like, I don't know. They could somehow convert anything that's like an energy source into Energon. I swear they convert. Yeah. I swear they convert like oil into Energon somehow.
They do a lot
They-
of shit, if I remember
They get-
correctly.
They get drunk off it, and I can believe that, like, Energon with impurities in it would cause you to get drunk. I'll believe that. Like,
Well, they really, you don't get the idea of, like, modern Energon until you get to Beast Wars, which, as much as I'm sure some neckbeards want to yell about Beast Wars, it actually did set up a lot of the modern Transformer shit we have going now, so...
Noel was saying Beast Wars 10 out of 10.
yeah, a lot of people love Beast Wars. I thought it was great. You gotta remember,
I'll
though,
admit
that
it was
there's
a
more
bit
to
before
Beast
my
Wars.
time.
They go back to Cybertron. It starts getting weird.
Oh yeah, Beast Machines, that does get weird.
You know, I want to say something, but I think it's technically like it's enough of a spoiler to where I don't feel like, even if it's like, oh well, it's been out for 20 years, like, yeah, but it would be like,
What, Snape kills
it's
Dumbledore?
not quite, Snape killed Dumbledore, and it's not quite, Luke, I am your father, but it's like, if you're interested in the series enough, I don't want to spoil it,
Yeah.
The ending's a bit of an interesting take, I'll say that much. If that's what you're referring to.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's what we're doing, okay.
Like in, I think it was Transformers Armada, where Optimus
See, that-
does pass. Like, Megatron is like, oh man, he's
Oh,
gone.
no, he
This
comes
sucks.
back relatively quickly, if I'm honest. Because Transformers Armada was the cartoon I grew up with.
Yeah, I
God, I had
forgot.
so many of those.
I forgot how much of a little bitch like Starscream was, because in that one they make him actually redeemable or something.
Oh yeah, no, they actually make him kind of cool and actually kind of a more in-depth character than like G1 Starscream, who's just screaming the entire time. Like anytime Megatron sneezes, he's like, I am the new leader!
Yeah.
Just like, Starscream, would you shut the fuck up?
Well, Spar told us like there's a comic called All Hail Megatron that explains why basically Megatron puts up with Starscream shit.
I feel like I remember that, but I'm not sure like what that whole scene's about. Because I'm the kind of weird autist that likes to delve into wikis and just read up on stuff.
Yeah.
No, in this community?
I know. Right?
No.
But I used to dive a lot into Transformers lore for stuff like that. And I think I know the comic you're talking about. I forget the exact reason. It was like something along the lines of like he was like trying to get Starscream to like become better so he could be leader one day or some shit like that. I think.
Yeah.
It's like he was basically doing it to be like stop being an egomaniac and actually learn how to lead.
Yeah.
I think that's how it was. I don't remember. There's too much media and shit to keep up with a lot of this stuff. It's just like I could never get into superhero comics.
Yep.
There's just too much shit.
Storm, you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm just concentrating.
Okay.
Thank you for asking, though.
You're doing that.
Don't
You're
worry.
doing that thing.
Which thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, like the meme.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, that's just when I start concentrating. Yeah.
Hey man, I get it. I get it. I go quiet in voice chat all the time because I'm doing shit.
Now let's see.
If you
Glide
like-
Policy says, "Me on my way to huff rocket fuel out of the back of my buddy's Ford Mondeo. It's okay. It's Energon rocket fuel. He is the Ford Mondeo." I wonder if they named him Starscream before or after they decided he'd scream a lot.
That you know what? I actually am kind of curious to know that myself, because I honestly wonder if the fact that they named him Starscream is what inspired like the performance of the guy that voiced him.
I could see that. So, I am, like I said, doing just sort of for a fun project, all of the WBPL members as Mario characters.
Yeah.
So, sending you the first complete one, Mr. Crispy.
All right.
If you want to show chat, I give you Mr. Ninja Turtle.
Oh, I like this one. This is pretty great. There it is.
Oh, damn.
Sunglasses are a nice touch.
Yep.
Yeah. On the pastel brush. I don't want that.
Okay, now who is the next victim? Puzzle Pulsar.
Eh.
I love my search history because it's like BattleTech, how to sign up for this tax benefit program for your small business. What is a Nabbit in Mario? What are the doctrinal differences between Jehovah's Witnesses and normative Christianity? Nabbits from Mario again. Star Wars, the Sithari.
I don't even want to think about what my search history looks like.
It involves a lot more Furbies than any man should be comfortable with.
Don't worry about that. You know what? We're gonna do this the simple way. That'll work. That is the nice thing about working digitally. A lot easier to take shortcuts with shit. Which, when you do in your spare time, helps a lot. Almost ready to color this thing.
Polite Policy says, I love the Sithari because it's one of the few things that reminds me that the Sith are actually a religious cult and not just a bunch of evil dickheads.
I'm not familiar with what the Sithari is.
So, the Sith had a prophecy that there would be, like, an ultimate Sith one day.
Okay.
Basically, like, somebody who would claim all power would unify all of the Force within the dark side within themselves and become God, or a god.
I see.
And there is a theory in Star Wars that a misunderstanding of that as a Sith prophecy may have split off and become the prophecy of the Chosen One.
Or maybe that was the same prophecy that split off
Yeah,
in two
and
different directions.
yeah, and that it comes from early enough in the days of the Sith and the Jedi.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's the whole thing, is they were originally, it was just the Jedi, and then the Dark Jedi split off from them, went in exile, found the Sith homeworld of Korriban, and then became Lords of the Sith.
Mm-hmm. And there's a whole thing in it about, like, the technical difference between two schools of thought among the Sith, even though one borders on the unlikely to ever happen, though apparently a few Sith Lords achieved it, which is the notion that every Sith is part of the Great Pyramid that will become that ultimate singular Sith. And that in some ways, like, you are driven to be this ultimate superpower of a human being, or whatever your species is. not just for your own sake, but also in honor of all those Sith who died, possibly at your hand. For that.
So what you're telling me is it's a pyramid scheme.
Why, yes. Yes, it is.
Who would have thought the dark side was an MLM? You ever, like... Oh, man. I ended up going to an interview for one of those once. Did I ever tell that story?
You may have, but I don't recall it.
Yeah. Hey, this was back, like, when I graduated college, and I was just trying to find something in graphic design for a job, and one of the things I saw was, like, something to do with advertising from Walmart, and I was like, fuck it, it sounds similar, I'll just at least sign up and go to this interview, right? And it was probably one of the sketchiest interviews of my life. First of all, it was in this nondescript office building right off the highway. Like, and when I say nondescript, it was just like, it almost looked like an apartment complex with a number on it, and that was it. Like, there was no signs or anything. It wasn't for any specific business, which I immediately was like, okay, this is weird. I get up to the office. The only furniture in this entire like this is like a whole office, like, for a business, and the only furniture in there is, like, 3 chairs in the lobby, a little plywood desk that the guy who's taking me in for the interview, who was playing Angry Birds the entire time or some shit, by the way, is, like, sitting behind, and then this just, like, giant, like, fancy-looking oak desk in the guy that is interviewing me's office. And, you know, I only say this just because it's not something I expected. I'm not saying this in one way or another, but the guy had cornrows, which was very interesting. He was also in a really nice suit, and then he was, like, telling me about how, like, if I could sell X amount of things for Walmart or something, like, I could make X amount of money, and I didn't really know what an MLM was back then, but I definitely got enough red flags where I'm like, I don't want this. So,
yeah, I had one of those as well, and
Yeah.
I nearly got shot because of it.
Oh!
So I say I nearly got shot. I might be exaggerating a little, though not much. Because this guy was, quote, teaching me how to do proper sales, and it was door to door, and I noticed that, there's a, no soliciting sign, like, maybe we shouldn't. He's like, no, those aren't legally binding, blah, blah, blah. Actually, turns out they are. So we go up to the door, and just this enraged veteran comes out and starts yelling at us, and he's definitely the kind of guy who, if it was in his mind, he would have, like, leveled a 12 gauge at us.
Now, on a scale of 1 to Clint Eastwood's character in Gran Torino, how angry?
876.
Oh, so he was not above pointing a rifle at you, being like, get the fuck off my lawn.
And that's when I had told the guy, like, partly out of a sense of self-preservation, but honestly out of a sense of guilt, I don't think I could do this. And,
you know,
I left.
Yeah, and you know what? I think you're better off for it, because that just sounds like it would have been an awful fucking experience.
Yes.
God. No soliciting signs are non-legally binding. Well, maybe not, but the guy with the shotgun sure as fuck is.
Also, no soliciting signs are legally binding because it constitutes a form of harassment.
Well, I'm glad to know that. I should definitely get some of those signs.
Note, I am not a lawyer, so, like, take what I just said with a grain of salt, but from what I know, they are in fact legal.
I just want some of those signs, just so people get the idea.
Well, they're starting to become less and less of a thing anymore. Like, around here, you still get them with roofers, but that's because we get a lot of hail damage.
Yeah.
And to the credit, like, most of the roofers are legit, that there are plenty of scammers that try to use that.
I was gonna say, I would not be surprised by that if there's just people just trying to be scam contractors. Unfortunately, I'm not surprised by that, but...
Yep.
You ever gotten, like, art scam stuff?
I haven't personally... Well, okay, no, not the way that you're talking about, but I have nearly been scammed by somebody who was trying to sell me music software.
Well, speaking of music, I think this song is actually in Tex Talks Battletech that we have in the background.
Yikes.
But I've had it happen a few times. Now, thankfully, I've never like actually, you know, I don't want to say fallen for. I guess yeah, fallen for it. Just because like I've always gotten like uncomfortable with it, and I guess this is one of those times where like being paranoid kind of helps. Like one of the times too was actually like in college. I had someone message me about making a sign for some place, and it was just like something about it didn't seem right. Like the way that they were like worded stuff just seemed really weird, and I like there was like typos and things, and they were just like being really vague on stuff, and I like took it to my professor, and he seemed it was sketchy, so I just kind of like was like, no, thank you. Oh god, the one though that almost got me was somebody messaged me saying they wanted to do like 3D modeling work, and because it was on Instagram, but just because of like my account and stuff, I just assumed it was someone that I knew from the Ox or whoever that was on, Instagram, because there's a few of us on there. I've some of my friends. Hello, thank you for supporting, if you're here. But the guy, like I just said, like I was like, oh well, I just if you're in the Unplugged or whatever, like I'm more just do stuff on Discord. So he like messages me. He's like, oh yeah, I made a Discord account and stuff, and it's like, oh you made one. I thought you were in the Ox. Like, oh no, and he was not from there. I found out it was just like. Essentially, his whole thing was like, if you give me $100, I'll do this model for you. And it was just like, that seemed reasonable and stuff. But it was just the fact that he was just like so insistent on like doing it immediately that was making me uncomfortable. And I was just like starting to get weirded out by it. And I was like, well, I gotta give time to get the money and start to go together and stuff. And I'm about to go like on a vacation, so I'll message you when we get back and we can figure this out. Dude messages me on vacation in the middle of the week, even though I said, I'm going to be on vacation. Which I was just like, okay, what's going on here? And then I looked up his account the one day that I saw, and it was marked as private, even though, like, previously when I had looked it up, he had 3D modeling work posted, and I'm just like, this seems fishy as fuck.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Noel says, so in late aughts, my dad and I got involved for an MLM. We showed up at someone's house, red flag 1. Guy starts us off with paid advertisement presented by, I shit you not, the guy who currently resides in Washington, D.C. Then talking about, I've only sold 3 units, but I'm the VP of the Midwest region because how many beat flag 2? And my dad talks about getting a kiosk and selling these video phones for Christmas, and the guy kicked us out.
That's... Yeah. Wow, yeah, that's real,
Well, and that's another thing is, like, avoiding... I know who you mean when you say the guy currently in D.C. When it's someone like that, and they are doing door-to-door salesman, it's not from them. He's rich enough that he can do his sales pitch on a whole different level. Yeah, just... If it sounds too good to be true, it is. And yes.
It really is.
Yeah, but no, I think that's part of growing up is everyone gets scammed at least once.
Yeah. The one time I got scammed, it wasn't even necessarily, it was just me trying to be nice to someone, because I was at the laundromat in college, and I was like doing laundry, and some guy just walks in, and I'm the only person in this laundromat, and he's just like, oh man, can you help? Like, my truck broke down, I need like $40 to like get back to, I think it was like, I forget where exactly said it was going, and I was just like really uncomfortable by it because I am not like a people person, really.
Yeah.
So and like it was like, well, I was like, oh, I don't have any cash on me or anything, and he was like really insistent about, like he's like, come on, man, like I really need this money, I really need to get, like I'll pay you when I get home and everything, and I was just like, I felt bad for the guy, and I was like, all right, I'll help you, and I ended up like getting out money from like the tobacco shop next door, and he's like, oh man, thank you so much, and like he left, and of course I never saw that fucking money again. That guy obviously went and probably like bought drugs or some shit with it, I don't know, just did something with it.
That was one of those weird lessons where so actually it was Agent Juice, so the guy from our campaign, the other cartoonist. On one occasion, me and him, we were bandmates at the time, and we still kind of are, but we were with our old band. and we were going to a show that we were doing at a local convention, and guy comes and asks us for money and such, and is doing the same kind of song and dance. I would get tricked by this at another point in my life, but he just grabs me by the arm and keeps walking, and some of the others are like, what? And we keep going, and so I'm like, okay, Juice, what the hell is going on? And he's like, first of all, it's never for what they say it is. I've heard that song and dance before. And me being naive, I'm like, maybe it is. He's like, Storm. Points right behind me. And I turn around, and I see the homeless shelter and the soup kitchen right there.
Yeah,
and it's like, so there's no way that guy is starving.
Yeah, and that's the unfortunate too. Is like people like that. There's probably, I mean, there's definitely like plenty of people in need of,
Oh
like,
yeah.
like, and unfortunately people like that just take away from it. But yeah, it's.
Well, yeah, like when I was living in Location Redacted, there was, an old crazy guy, the kind that was convinced he had been abducted by aliens. Like this was the stereotype of the crazy frizzle-haired.
Yeah, me in 20 years got it.
Yeah, it was you in 20 years. And, he was always next to the McDonald's I would go to for lunch, or the Chipotle in that area. And because he was a genuine crazy person and was actually really nice, I would buy him a burger every now and then.
And that's fine.
Yeah, but then, I've been scammed other times, and, like, what Juice pointed out there was like, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Generally... Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, it helps that when you have lessons like that, you learn them from people that actually have, like, been through that, so you don't have painful ones yourself. Sorry, Andy, continue.
Generally, the way I grew up was... Oh, I forgot I don't have talk to push. But, it's like... When people come up and ask you for money, generally, whatever it is for, they're desperate enough for it. Like, I try to see the better in people, even if they are trying to scam or something like that, or something's going on. I feel like, sometimes, just give them a 20, because they're on hard times regardless. There was one time where, like, I gave someone a 20, and he asked me to go to an ATM and get him, like, $50 more, and I just straight up looked at him and said no. And I felt guilty about it, but, it's like...
Yeah, at some point...
At some point, great, And I know I'm not supposed to ask for, like, gratitude when giving someone money or something like that when they need it, but
Well, it's just unfortunate, but it's just like it's just hard to trust people's motives with that shit. It just really is, And it can be anything. But yeah.
There's a scene from
it's
Batman the Animated Series where he's Bruce Wayne. He's walking through the streets, and people come up to him and they have their hand out, and he's Bruce Wayne. He starts giving them money to help him out, and more and more and more. Like, no matter how much he gives out, like, more come up to the point where he's surrounded. He starts crying because it's like, I can't help them all, and that as a kid that hurt me because it was like, oh God, you can't. Even if you have all this, you can't help them out. Now, people tend to forget that in the comic book series, Bruce Wayne Enterprises donates a lot of money.
Well, I mean, it's just, even if you're... I mean, it certainly would help if, rich people donated money and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's just like, there's only so much people can do. Some could definitely do a lot more in their means, but and this is a hard thing for me, too, because I'm very much a person who's empathetic and can get very anxious about stuff, and the past couple of years, without getting into anything specific, have definitely been hard in that regard, in so many things, because I just see so many things where it's just like, you want to do something, and it's just, like, what can you really do that's going to make a difference, and that's just going to,
Well, and the answer to that is you study, you research. Like, I am even before I joined the Legion, I'm a huge fanatic for St. Jude's. Like, it's why, honestly, one of the things that caused me to really start following Tex hardcore was his work with St. Jude's and Toys for Tots. Like, obviously, the Battletech stuff very much was the cause, but then I was like, this guy be doing something.
Well, I think that's... sorry,
Yeah.
not to interrupt, but I think that's like honestly a lot of the reason that a lot of us are in this community is because we came for like the BattleTech or the Space Station 13 or the shenanigans or whatever, but it's like no, these people are like you found people that are genuine.
Well, and not just genuine, but have been able to do the research and be smart about, like, okay, if you donate to this, you're not getting scammed. This is actually people who can help.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big part of it too.
And, like, donate to your local soup kitchen. Donate to your local homeless shelter. I know this is not the case for everyone. My synagogue has some people who work directly with the homeless, and they know, like, who, at least locally, is best to donate to. Again, your mileage may vary based on levels of trust and trustworthiness.
Yeah, it really does. But, getting involved locally probably is a good way to start with things,
Mm-hmm.
And it's not always easy. I'm not gonna, look down on anybody because it's hard. Because I've wanted to, like, donate time and things, and it's difficult. Because, like, again, and this is something that I struggle with on a daily basis. It's like, you're only one person. You can only do so much to help people or just be a decent person in a day, and it can be difficult at times, and especially with just making the time for stuff. If you're available to, like, by all means, like, more power to you. But we're all just like people just trying to figure out life and get through shit, and it's not easy. Getting deep on this fucking drawing stream today.
Lobo Jr. does Dark Souls challenges. Yeah. That was the other group, is games that are done quick. Like, I was part of that initial wave back when. I say wave, we're talking about a few thousand people here. But of people who were trying to outraise money on each other to get the various speedrunners to either save or abandon the animals in Super Metroid. Because if you save the animals, it takes an additional 40 seconds off your speedrun. And if you don't save the animals, then, you save that 40 seconds on your speedrun. And so then someone's like, well, I'll donate 1,000 for you, or the one guy's like, okay, well, whoever donates the most money will decide if we save the animals. And suddenly people just started, like, $1,000, save the animals, $800, don't save the animals, and it kept, like, racking up. And I'm just sitting there like, $20, save the animals, they're adorable.
That reminds me, Storm Song, this might hit a little far home for you. Helldivers 2, didn't they have a quest about, like, there was a quest about, like, saving an orphanage or something like that, and it didn't give any, like, points? But
I can't remember the detail, but if you did X amount, the company would donate, and I think they ended up doing that.
Oh yeah, they did. Like, people went ham on that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
Yeah,
I like the idea of competitive charity. It's part of it feels wrong, but then again,
Well, and it's that whole, if evil men do good for the wrong reason, so what? Good has been done.
Yeah.
And
True.
like they've got, as the teacher put it, they got their reward.
Yeah.
And you shall have yours.
Kristen,
Yes.
I think I'm done.
All right. Send her over.
Will you? Okay. Do me a favor. Show the squiggle that you made, so we can do a before and after, if that's okay with you.
No, it's fine. Sorry, just one sec. I'm trying to try something here where rather than just like do some kind of square or something to kind of show this is in space floating. I'm gonna try something different.
Yeah, that's neat. Looks like a sigil or a sticker.
Kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah, which I actually kind of like that a lot.
Like zoom line from the out, and then you can put like.
Well, the fun thing I noticed because I was talking to Hellion about this the other night while I was working on redesigning things. But the one thing I noticed that's kind of fun is that it looks almost like a robin or cardinal in flight from this. Now that I've stretched it out, and I kind of like that as a motif on it. But
it's also very like ancient, like old serials, like early 1900 serials.
That's good. That's what I'm going for. Is like that sort of retro sci-fi look. But
calling Captain Spaceman.
Anyway, so that was the one that Andy did.
All right, so this is what I've done.
Let me see.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
I'm sure Crispy will post it.
I am the finger.
I called him Brat Man or Bald Man.
Da 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 da. Actually, that's. I mean, goofy as it is, that's actually pretty good based on just
It's-
a random picture.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's the fun about
I'm
the
going
squiggles.
to save the city with my comb over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like he's giving him the finger. I love it. He just beats up crime with his giant mutant finger.
That's his finger being like pointing, like, haha!
I've got a finger on crime.
Ah, yeah, I'm going to point the finger on crime. It's like comb over man or something.
Oh, I do like the idea of a superhero having comb over, just being some haggard guy just chain smoking the entire time.
Well, if you look at the original Squiggle, like, it's like I see you look at something and your brain fills in the shit. So I see the
Yeah.
nose and like the wire mouth, but at the
Oh,
top
yeah, no, I
that's
see-
the head.
Yeah.
That's the head,
Oh,
but that looks
yeah.
like a comb over or something. So I'm like, okay,
Actually, no, I kind of like that. You turn that into
it's
something
a
fun.
cowl.
Yeah, I like what you did there. That's fun. Honestly, that's just a fun thing to try at home for people watching stream. If you just get bored one day and you want to doodle stuff, just try that.
Oh,
Just draw
yeah.
squiggle and see where it takes you.
It's a practice in doing art with limited resources because I've seen a lot of instances where like when you're limited on what you're allowed to do, you end up making great stuff. I mean, like look at the old video games back in the day, you know?
Hell, look at this stream. The times where I improv stuff, I'd come up with some interesting things. You know, I'm not even just saying that in terms of curse shit. It's like I've gotten some good ideas for stuff. Just
Oh, I was going to suggest
Fly
we
by
do
the s-
another kaiju, but when you said, "Oh, I got plans for a spaceship," I'm like,
oh
"Oh,
no,
this is
we could do that. We could do that next
Oh,
time. I
no,
just
no,
wanted
yeah.
to. I honestly like part of the reason I wanted to do this is, you know, and I think I said it last week. Is just I've been dealing with burnout lately, and part of it that burnout is just that this is a project I've had in mind to do for like years now, and it's
Oh,
like
okay.
something that I just really want to, you know, get a move on with. You know, like I want to see like good progress with it because it's a story I want people to read and enjoy.
Well, it's very good. Like I like it.
And I'm glad. I certainly have
I
a
could
lot
see
written
this
to.
as like a sticker or a paint job on the side of like a city bus in Coruscant or something like that.
Yeah, just like an
Like an
Enterprise
ad.
for spaceships logo or something.
We haul ass.
Yeah.
It's like EASIS. It's like it's a special material.
Well, funny you say that. The ship does have some special material to it, but that would be telling.
Guys, oh,
Polite says I would slap that on the side of my Marauder with a smile.
Yeah, like I mean, it does kind of is fitting that I use the Planet Express ship as the sort of inspiration for this because
dun, dun,
you know it does kind of give off that sort of FedEx logo vibe. I'm also not sure if I want to shape. Yeah, because like my whole thought with this is like it's got like a candy apple paint job to it, and I don't think an overlay is the right way to
Candy
go.
apple is like, you know.
Oh yeah. How do I want to do this? Yeah, this is the fun part. Just trying to figure out like what do I want to use. Oh god, that's purple as
Deliver your
shit.
package in less than 3 parsecs. We promise. Wait a minute, that's not a time. That's a distance thing. Oh.
Oh.
God damn it, Bobby! Our spaceship's powered by propane.
I feel like a propane-powered spaceship could get both the good and bad at the same time.
Well, I've got good news. The engine's boiling clean, but an asteroid just hit it and we're about to explode.
Just turn it into a fucking barotrauma. Oh yeah. Now that's a fancy-looking ship right there.
Have you ever tried gradiating as a highlighting mechanism?
Like, Yeah, are you talking about using like a gradient tool or just like doing it with like opacity?
Uh,
Because that's kind of what I've been doing. Is that that's how I color is with like a bit of an opacity thing.
I actually for a long time I used like the smudge tool. Like back in the day, I used a smudge
Oh, I
tool,
mean
and I just
that helps a lot
it would
too. I
automatically lighten it.
honestly, whatever works is the best way to shade things. I'm not going to say
Oh yeah,
one way or the other because it really depends on your style and what you like
Van
doing.
Gogh can give Da Vinci and each other all the advice, but to be
I'm just
honest,
going to say this: anyone that thinks Van Gogh is overrated can go fuck themselves. Van Gogh is great.
Oh.
Well, you know, people like to act
you
pretentiously,
know
like,
what?
"Oh,
I
Van
know
Gogh was
someone
a
that thought
hack."
that I know somebody that thought Van Gogh was overrated, and he eventually fucked himself for it.
It's a Van Gogh.
Yeah, it was.
God,
Fucking
that
crows.
man. I'm just gonna say this much. I haven't watched much Doctor Who, but that whole scene where Van Gogh goes to the future and sees his art gallery and just hears what the professor there has to say about him and gets emotional, hugs the guy. That really struck a chord with me. I got really emotional with that scene.
Look at what UNC Samurai said.
I mean, it's like
Andy
obviously
giving
it's hard
Van
to
Gogh
judge.
an earful. Van
Yeah.
Gogh.
Oh my god, the guy had a hard life, man.
Oh, it's right
Yeah.
up there with how like Mozart died penniless.
It's just it's
Monet
sad. It's
Monet had a bad death.
that's man. All these
Beaten to
talented
death
artists
for
and just man,
beaten to death for holding out on Pan for beer.
you know, if I'm that's probably how I would end up getting killed as an artist.
As an artist.
Fucking whacker.
Being an artist is like being a prophet of God. It's not going to end well for him.
Look,
Yeah.
as long as it ends better than the Branch Davidians, I'm okay with it. And if nobody knows what that is, well, Google it. Because you'll find out real quick.
I was just say, if you're going to join a cult, don't join one that's going to skip on the quality Kool-Aid.
Don't join one that decides to stockpile guns. That's when shit goes bad. Actually, just, you know what? Just don't join a cult. Just don't join a fucking cult. It never ends well.
Stockpiles illegal Chinese fireworks.
That was Shinrikyo, and well, it didn't go well for them either. They piled some real spicy fireworks for that.
What about my cult that stockpiles Bush's baked beans? We've got a warehouse full of them.
I think that was Heaven's Gate, honestly.
Uh,
See, the problem is you're making cult jokes, and I'm just immediately, because I just listen to true crime shit all the time.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
what the
I
hell,
can think
man?
I understand that reference. And you're like, I wasn't making a reference. I'm like, oh. That's the problem when you listen to true crime
Christy,
stuff.
was there a cult that stockpiled pedigree dog food? Looking at you.
No,
No, don't entertain this.
Well, I was trying to. I just ran through my head some of them, but no, that was. I don't think there was one that ate dog food. No, that might just. No, I don't know if Ted Kaczynski ate dog food or not, but.
Actually, that reminds me. Ross Scott, the one that owns the channel Cursed Farms.
He started a cult, didn't he?
No, he played a video game that was like basically, you know how they have like
Cult Simulator, yeah, that game. That game looks kind of fun, but it's just like it's not open colony builder enough for me. I want to build like an actual compound and get real in depth with it, kind of like RimWorld. But anyway, that's a whole other fucking conversation.
You cannot eat snails on Tuesdays. I tell you, on Tuesdays it is immoral to eat snails. And when you eat on Wednesdays, of course you can't. Did you have you seen Rocco's Modern Life?
Yeah.
Crispy? I think Crispy froze. I think he fell over.
1 second, I'm getting a phone call. We're back.
It's Crispy. No, it's the cult. We kidnapped your drawer artist. Give us 300 goob or he's dead. 300 goob. We can't afford that.
All right, I'm back.
Ah, there
Okay.
it is. Crispy,
Yes, I'm back.
you weren't kidnapped by a cult.
No, not in the amount of time I went to go to the bathroom. They'd have to work pretty quick for that.
God.
Alright, so, as much as I want to continue working on this ship, I did want to do something a little bit different for the ending of stream.
Alright.
Something a little bit more special. And I need to find a picture real quick so I can do it. Give me 1 second here.
Are you gonna
Alright.
find a picture of some disturbing looking face and then draw whacker bits on them?
I suppose it depends on if your feelings on cats, because, yeah. Well, long story short, today is my cat Pudding's 3rd birthday.
Yay!
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a little doodle of her for the ending of stream.
Oh,
Adorable.
Yeah, there she is. Look at her.
oh.
She's
Hi,
our little
Pudding.
princess. Oh yeah, she gets all the love.
I got Tiger next to me. I'm gonna give her pets. When I was drawing, Tiger started like stomping on the keyboard and the tablet. I'm like,
she loves to do that, doesn't she?
but when I try to hug her, be like, "Oh, I love you," she's like, "No, leave me alone." It's like she's just Soon. She's not tsundere at all. She's just Soon.
I hate that I get that.
I hate that I understand that as well.
I've been sleeping up to 10 a.m. in the afternoon, or not in the afternoon, in the morning, and she doesn't like that. She just bounces on me. And a 5-pound cat like jumping on your gut does not feel good.
I don't know if it's been jumping, but I definitely get woken up by a 10-pound cat every morning.
I assume she's 5 pounds. I hope.
No, she is 5 pounds. Her brother Pudding, on the other hand, is a big chungus in comparison. She is a featherweight of a cat. Pudding is like, he is a fully loaded burrito.
Oh,
Him and his entire litter were very much foodie cats, because I still remember when we went to go like see the litter for the first time, because they were all like rescued from like an abandoned farm, so they were at like a foster home and stuff. And one of his siblings literally like stood over her food as she ate it to guard it against the others from eating it. Don't worry, they both get plenty of love and plenty of food, so. I always know when it's feeding time because Putters will be. Well, I nicknamed it Putters. I don't know if I've mentioned that or not. Yeah, but he'll be like meowing in my face or like laying on me or whatever, and then like I'll hear like a clink in the distance, and he just is off like a gunshot, like immediately to the food.
I hate it when like you're minding your own business and then all of a sudden a bunch of pots and pans start crashing around. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Well, I don't know if that happens for me, but more of what I hear is my wife yelling Pudding from the other room because he's getting into shit, which is really fun when I'm in here on Discord and have my headphones in and I can still hear it. So I know he's getting into some serious trouble. That or my wife will just bring him to me and I'm like, what did he do this time?
Your son.
Aw, kitty.
Oh, so now he's my son, huh?
Oh, he is definitely my cat. He is, like, Yogurt is very much my wife's cat, and Pudding is very much my cat, because Yogurt will, like, stay glued to my wife on, like, weekends. Like, my wife will be chilling on the couch, and just Yogurt will be on her for hours. Pudding likes to wake me up at 3 in the morning and lay over there for pets. I'm like, Pudding, I love you, but it's 3 in the goddamn morning and I have to get up in 2 hours.
Excuse me.
He's like, Father, I require pets. Father, my butthole, is it clean? Can you tell me? No, it's not. It's never clean.
Do I have dingleberry?
Oh, God. I don't want to get into that on stream, but the answer is usually yes. He's at least gotten better about it now that he's gotten a little bit older.
You ever just want to sit on your cat and let her know what it feels like?
Oh, speak of the devil, hello, Pudding. I think I would crush her if I did that. Pudding might be okay. I've accidentally, like, stepped on him in the dark. And he's been
Yogurt
falling.
or pudding? Because you just called them both pudding.
Oh, well, I said hi to Pudding as he walked in. Yogurt is not, she's delicate. She is, like, the lightest feather. Pudding is, like, I've tripped over him before and he's been fine. Actually, the one time I accidentally, like, caught his tail on the door, he was not happy. I was like, I'm sorry! I never mean to hurt, it's just I'm more of a clumsy motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's what he'll be called, Flat Man.
Oh, you're a superhero? I dig it.
Yeah, flap. As in the flapping of his comb over.
I just like the idea it's a superpowered toupee.
Instead of a magic hack like Frosty Snowman, some man found a toupee to give him superpowers. What's the superpower? It gives him the confidence to fight crime. That's it.
That's it. I also just thought of, like, you know who the Menendez brothers are?
Nope.
It's like a famous true crime story from the 90s of these two rich kids killing their parents. But the one kid was, like, bald, like in his teenage years. And they, like, make this whole point of, like, saying in documentaries and stuff how lifelike his hair looked. And you, like, look at it and, like, that's a wig. Like, that's absolutely a wig.
I sometimes worry about people that know too much about true crime, because it's like, are you trying to feed some sort of, like, inner darkness?
Andy, I am going to tell you right now, it is not a new phenomena that people are obsessed with true crime.
I wish you true crime people would stay out of my supernatural podcast.
Andy, let me tell you a little story about how ravenous people used to be for true crime.
Oh, I know. My mother was like I've heard so many people that love it, and I'm like, I got tired.
Oh no, you don't understand. So when Bonnie and Clyde were killed, some guy tried to go up to the then dead bodies of Bonnie and Clyde, because of course reporters were there immediately, and tried to chop off Clyde's trigger finger to take it as a souvenir.
You know, depending on what they did to the Saints, I'm not surprised now.
Yeah, it's like humans have always been morbid creatures.
Oh, hey, Rumord. Sorry, I missed saying hi to you there.
Hello.
The symbiote, but it's a toupee.
I have been joined by my cat. Well, one of them, Pudding. It's not the birthday girl. Pudding!
I got the Yeti's scalp in a glass box. Can we see it? No.
Honestly, half of that stuff, like, when it comes to paranormal, like, half of it is, like, kind of fun to just listen to because it's interesting, and because some of it, I'm just kind of like, I can grok that. Aww. My wife's just standing here with the birthday girl. But then half of it, too, is just, like, stuff like that, where it's just, like, so interesting to see the shenanigans people get up to. Like, the whole Bigfoot hunter thing gets so fucking kooky with half the shit that happens.
It's, like, more batshit insane than actually if they had found a creature, right?
It is!
Like, like a mermaid. The dehydrated mermaid that's just like a monkey and a fish sewn together. It's like...
Did you see the thing? It was like a year or two ago, I think, where it was like some guy in like South America. It's like some guy that worked in like a South American country, and like the government was like, we have found mummified aliens, and he just like brings out these little like they look like obviously like fake plaster statues of like a mummified alien. Let me see if I can find the picture. Actually, I'm kind of curious about that.
Oh, Mama Fire, you're alien.
Oh yeah, there it is. Oh my god, yeah, I found it. It's so good. Oh, it was Mexico. That's what it was. Okay. But yeah, A. Lamau.
Oh my goodness.
I swear to God, I made shit like that in pottery class.
My mom would make it in pottery class.
Yeah, I know. Like I'd absolutely make shit like that. Oh, look at this little princess.
Oh.
Always know when they hop on the bed too, because like it's funny because like she'll hop on the bed when we're going to sleep, and then Pudding will hop on the bed in the morning when I'm getting up. And she always, I always hear like a chirp, and then she's like hanging out with Mom, just like well, she usually sticks her butt in her face because I guess cats just like to do that, but. Cats are very strange creatures, and we're just like, I'm going to pet this thing. Still don't know why people decide to own like tigers and shit, but you know.
Because
You know what kind of... Oh, go ahead.
Because some people think that they have to have the exotic pet.
It's just like a lot of effort, man.
You know what I kind of bothers me. Maybe it's specifically down here, but it wasn't too long ago when it seemed like everybody hated dogs.
I mean, people have hated like black cats and stuff forever.
I mean,
so
I knew a lot of old men that hated dogs, and like dogs are used as like, ah, you dog. You know, it's like the dogs are.
Yeah.
You know, dogs. Dogs are good boys. How can you say such horrible things about dogs? Of course,
I would say
I've never seen a roving band of wild dogs that'll tear me apart. So,
you know what, Andy? I'm glad that you've never had to deal with that, because that sounds like it'd be fucking horrifying.
I mean, I've had a dog, like, I think it attacked me when I was a kid, but then again, I came out pretty unscathed, so maybe it was just like aggressively chewing on my arm.
That might have been it. Dogs will do that. Cats too. I feel like if a dog like really seriously bit you, you would remember that. Yeah. Because I know my wife is terrified of dogs, just because I don't think she ever got bit, but I just know that they scare the shit out of her because they're just big and intimidating.
My grandfather, he didn't like dogs. Of course, Grandma would have a dog. They had like little tiny dogs, but he didn't like big dogs. But he didn't care for cats either. But one time he did have a cat that would chase away dogs. So
that's a fun cat.
So he'd see the dog sitting at the screen window, and he'd see a big dog in the yard or some out in the street. So he just opened the door, and let the cat tear off at it.
Nice. Hold on. Which one is this, Andy? Storm.
Puzzle Pulsar.
It's Puzzle Pulsar.
Running away with all the subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
Running away downtown.
Brewster says Dominions 4 flashbacks intensify. Does anyone else play Dominions?
I have not.
Agartha is nation Dominions that where you play a nation led by a pretender god seeking to become super god.
Ah, yes, Scientology. No.
Now I'm just thinking of Black and White. You know that game that lets you summon your avatar and then you slap it around.
Yep. Polite policy is what caused the discussion of Agartha, which is sometimes true crimes can be fun, but honestly, sometimes you want History Channel pseudo-documentary about Anunnaki and the portals to Agartha.
Oh, no, I'll absolutely get into the weird shit, don't get me wrong. I love the woo-woo shit. I will talk alien encounters all fucking day. Or, like, not even necessarily alien encounters, just, like, UFO encounters. There's a lot of, like, really interesting weird shit in a lot of that.
I remember
like throughout human history too. That's the thing.
I remember like watching History Channel like slowly go from World War II to
Ancient Aliens. Yeah.
Ancient Aliens, and the crossover was becoming. It was mostly about World War II because that's what the old people like to watch, and then I every once in a while you hear about the weird stuff that a certain guy used to be into, and then it started going into UFOs, and like the crossover started getting bigger, and then it just started becoming more about like traveling into the mountains to search for Sasquatch or something like that.
Like back in the day, like Discovery and History Channel actually used to be really fun and like good channels to watch. Like I loved watching Discovery and History Channel back in the day, like because they had stuff too on like Modern Marvels or MythBusters or whatever. And yeah, some of that stuff definitely dipped more into like the more like I guess for lack of a better term, like pop TV, reality TV a little bit, like MythBusters maybe, but it was still like a good fun show to watch, and it was like entertaining, and you know, it wasn't just didn't make you feel like your brain was melting like half of the time when somebody comes on with like an ancient aliens story, and it's like, don't get me wrong, I love the whole ancient aliens thing, but so much of it is just like, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, there's also something to be said for, and this kind of comes to the other side of things, but I am a big fan of the idea of you have no idea what humans can do until you really put them in the situation.
yeah.
And so, like, saying, oh, the aliens had to build the pyramids, it's like, I think there's probably a few thousand human beings that helped build those that you are shitting on.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like, I honestly think in terms of, like, us in the modern day as humans, just because of, like, how much stuff is available to us, it's like, I think we really underestimate the amount of time people had in their hands back in the day. You know, and I'm not even necessarily talking about entertainment, just, like, all sorts of stuff.
Well, and we're also comfortable. We don't live as dangerous of lives. Like, you learn to do things when you're in danger. There's a reason that, you know, like...
Oh, I know how to tear the skin off a small animal in one fell swoop. Let me show you.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Or, like, we think of something as nowadays as PTSD. But, like, you think about it back then, somebody with PTSD was just considered, oh, now they're exposed to war. You keep exposing them again and again. That's how you get, like, Berserker or something.
Yeah, or just really fucked up people that, man, I'm so glad that we at least have sort of an inkling of mental health these days. Not that we're doing much better, but it's like, my God, some of the stuff they used to do to people.
Looks at the camera.
Yep.
Met with my therapist last week. Just a little PSA, if you're not feeling in a great spot, talk to somebody. I know that's kind of like a no-brainer, and I know we say it a lot, but it's true. Like, don't just sit on that stuff. Talk to somebody seriously. It's very easy to get lost in your own head with your thoughts and just have them take you to conclusions.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, little pink ball.
I know, she's adorable in it. She also gets really pissy when she wears it, but that's also fun.
Oof.
The reason aliens haven't landed on Earth is they're trying to find a cure for the bacteria in cat poop that makes people more, or makes creatures more, like, susceptible to them being around.
Cats are an invasive alien species that have subjugated.
Oh, you didn't know about that, Crispy?
Oh no, I remember very well. That's fucking. I mean, there was that one Futurama episode too, where they touched on it. But oh yes, I'm very familiar with that one. And you know what? I'm for one welcome our furry overlords. Actually, I hate that I just said that way. God damn it.
Hey, guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to clip some shit.
Ah! Storm, I am going to... I don't know what I'm going to do at the meetup, but it's going to be something cursed.
You know, better the furries than the lizard men.
I don't know which is worse. They both can wear diapers.
And we've reached that part of the internet. God, it wouldn't be one of our streams if...
What does that say about us as people?
Here.
It says, Crispy, that you deserve a very long, thorough, and not fun kind of spanking.
Have,
Well, I'm still going to enjoy it. You can't stop me.
Have either of you like had the joy of like a literal brood of puppies just like you're lying on the ground and just 12 puppies are all over you, stambling and stumbling and licking your face and
It wasn't puppies, but going to see Pudding in his litter the one time, I was just like surrounded by kitties, and I was just like, this
Okay.
is fucking great.
like I think that's something everyone should have done once in their life. Just lay on the ground and a horde of puppies or kitties just unleashed upon you to crawl all over you. That's
Oh, it'd be fun. I'm
it's a
like
feeling.
I'd be more for cats, but absolutely, or kittens, I guess. But I'm here for it.
I've also had like because we were like the eldest of our family groups, like aunts and uncles. So like we were the oldest kids. I'm used to like babies crawling all over us and like holding them and all that.
Oh, that would make me uncomfortable. If I had just children crawling all over me.
It was funny. One like my cousin when she was a baby, I called her a bulldozer because she'd just crawl all over you. She'd like just keep doing it. She'd laugh in her ass off.
Well, I'm like, I don't want this to sound weird. I just get uncomfortable around kids for whatever reason. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah, there's
I don't
there's
know.
the concern about their safety and that you might run over them or something. Or
Yeah, it's usually stuff like that. That's definitely a part of it where I'm just
Yeah,
like,
you got to learn because you got to learn that you're a lot stronger than they are. Because I've had one or two instances where I've accidentally hurt like one of my younger cousins or my siblings. Because it turns out that when you're like twice as big as them, you know what?
oh, that'll do it. Yeah, I don't know. I just definitely feel like I'm not like the kind of person that's cut out to be a dad. My brother's very much good with kids. He's got my niece and my nephew.
they'll say that until it happens.
Dude, don't wish that on me. We don't want kids, and I really don't want to have to deal with that pressure. I really don't.
Someone did a picture of Fearin where she leaves for 10 years and she comes back and they've had like 10 kids.
Oh god.
And she's like, I've been gone a decade. What happened?
Yeah, that sounds like the internet. There's a lot of that wholesome stuff, which is fine. I just know I'm not like cut out to be a parent. This is more what I'm saying.
Oh god! I almost went too far.
I don't want to know.
It's like put a gun up to your head. You don't have a choice. Now breed.
Oh, I think that's a tag on Pornhub. I don't want to go looking for it, though.
Hold on, I gotta cuddle my kitty. Tiger, I love you, Tiger. Mm. And she runs off. She's on this thing where, like, she has enough room on my belly to climb on it, and then she turns around and she plops on top of me. And she'll slide off immediately, and I grab her. And if I try to, like, cuddle her or hug her, she like, squirms out away and jumps off, but then she comes back and does it again. I don't understand. I really do think she's got like some sort of anxiety or something like
I think
that.
cats are just. I mean, that's honestly that could be very possible, but I think part of it too is just cats be weird, yeah.
Also, I think she likes what's the white cheese? Queso? Yeah, she likes. I found out my cats like queso.
Oh my god. That's dangerous, man.
Yes. It is a cookie mama.
Oh, I
Okay.
sent you a picture of Tiger, Crispy.
I know, it was a cutie. Cookie, I'm drawing my one cat Yogurt because today is her 3rd birthday.
Oh, October. I think October 2nd will be my cat's 3rd birthday, assumedly.
Yeah, and Mr. Pudding here just turned 1 not too long ago.
Pudding. He
Hi,
tastes like
Pudding.
Listerine pudding.
Oh,
Do you want to say hi to all the nice people on the internet?
Yeah.
I'm holding him up to the mic to see if he yells. Hi, Pudding.
I wonder how big Violence has gotten.
Violence?
Yeah, at
vlog.
the location redacted.
One
Yes,
of the
the Goblin
Legionnaires.
Child.
One of the Legionnaires' kittens.
Yeah.
That's not her official name, but that's the name we call her for
I
a good
heard many
reason.
stories of maulings and such, so it's appropriate.
Yep.
Didn't text me like that cat bit me.
It bit text. It at one point held
Who
goats.
did it bite?
It at one point held goat's crotch hostage because it was like,
Me on the face. She
It
chewed
was
on my
like-
beard.
yep. It scratched me a few times,
Yep, that sounds very cat.
and yet every one of us loved her. No wait, I think it was him.
Either way.
But
it was
either
a
way,
fun kitty.
everyone loved
Yeah.
Kitten. Kitten was Kitten.
And there's my kid, and there's Yogurt. Oh, look at her. She's adorable.
Yogurt. I'm going to destroy your world.
She would.
Wow.
I don't know, man. Some of the glares she gives, she's just like, I will end you. Looks like we're getting towards the end of the stream here, and as much as I would like to start something else, I don't think we really have time to, unfortunately. So, I mean, if we want to call it early, I'm down for that.
I'm down for that. Well,
Okay.
first, welcome Shadow Rule to WBPL 76. Don't worry, even though our stream is ending, our compatriot Cookie will be coming up here
Yes.
soon. She'll be
Uh-huh.
streaming. I believe she's streaming one of the Final Fantasies right now.
Probably. That seems to be a popular one.
Yes,
Yeah.
we are a variety stream. You can,
Yep.
sometimes we'll be streaming all day.
Yeah.
Various other people.
I will be back
Granted-
next week with more drawings, so...
Granted, you came here for the Discord, so I imagine you know who we are to some degree.
I would imagine
right,
so.
right. UNC has a raid. She's playing through Kingdom Hearts right now.
Kingdom Hearts. Alright, well, thank you everybody for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed stream. I'm glad to be back drawing again, and we'll hopefully be back again next week doing some more drawing. So, hope to see you all then.
Stay safe. Don't explode.
Take it easy.
Ah!